In this video, we're going to talk about some bloopers on CNN that are just hilarious. This is going to be a fun video, so make sure to keep watching until the end. Here we go. 1. Missing Flip Spiceland. It is no secret that the cable news network, better known as CNN, is probably one of the most popular news channels, which run 24/7. In fact, it was the first all-news channel to be launched in the United States in 1980. Undoubtedly, running a channel all day long calls for heavy responsibilities, the most important one being effective and smooth communication. If you ensure this, chances are quite rare of something going wrong, but there still always remains a slight possibility. For instance, there was an incident where the anchor introduced meteorologist Flip Spiceland, but he was nowhere to be seen. All people could see was a map. Soon after the technical issue was resolved, Flip plugged his microphone in and appeared on screen all of a sudden. Nevertheless, he apologized for going AWOL and handled the entire situation with grace and a clever backstory. 2. Carp attack. For those of you who are not aware, a silver carp is an aquatic animal, a fish to be precise, which is also referred to as a flying carp as it leaps out of water from time to time. Which is why it is extremely crucial that you do not go anywhere near their area and not get yourself harmed. Because apparently, a CNN reporter by the name of David Mattingly had some contact with the fish while recording. Interestingly, when David was on the boat in the Illinois River, he was in fact there to report about this fish itself. Little did he know that the little creature would come and pay him a visit. Halfway through the recording, the fish appears out of nowhere and hits David, leaving him in shock and pain. Well, the other boatmen had seemed to enjoy his misery and had a good laugh. 3. Fernando Valenzuela birth announcement. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, and out of everyone else, CNN in particular seems to agree with this notion. CNN likes to have fun of its own with the reporting and does not miss a chance to entertain the audience. One such incident happened when a reporter named Nick Charles was reporting about famous baseball player Fernando Valenzuela's newly born child. He mentions how his wife Linda gave birth to a perfectly healthy baby who weighed 7 pounds at the time of birth. While reporting the same, the network decided to do something quirky with the visual representations. They edited a baby's picture and put the face of the baseball player Fernando Valenzuela over it. The visuals were quite amusing and downright hilarious. Even Nick Charles and his co-anchor Fred Hickman had a hard time controlling their laughter. 4. Feeding your pets bones. Do you know about that one secret recipe which makes a news channel report way more interesting and engaging? The starting or the introductory line said by the anchor. As they say, the first impression is the last impression. Similarly, the opening lines are the ones that make up the deciding factor for the audience, if they are going to watch further or not. So, by now you should know how a wrong opening line can turn out to be the worst day of the reporter's life. And to a certain extent, of the audience too, as they get baffled and disinterested. One such case happened in the early 80s on CNN, when reporter Lou Waters was talking about how one should not feed bones to their pet dogs. He sounded rather confused and lost while doing so, and it seemed as if his mind was somewhere elsewhere. 5. John McCain prankster. It is not very likely that people can make fun of themselves or have the most elite sense of humor, especially when it comes to politicians. But John McCain was an amazing exception, as he did not take himself too seriously. Late John McCain was an Arizona senator who was quite popular and used to make several appearances on shows and sitcoms like Saturday Night Live and Parks and Recreation. His best trait was that he did not even need a script to be funny. In 2017, congressional correspondent Manu Raju was giving a report when John McCain appeared from behind him and made devil ears with his hands above Manu's head. He really did not let the inner child inside him die even at that age. He did not particularly have the best relations with the media, but was always playful and mischievous around them. 6. Extreme close-up. A lot of aspects need to be considered while creating a successful all-news channel, and one of the most crucial aspects is the cameraman's duty. The cameraman is solely responsible for shooting the perfect episode with all the right angles, and most importantly, he should know when to zoom in and when to zoom out. After all, the viewers do not want to see the camera in the eyes of the reporters. Unfortunately, one such incident happened during the late 90s, which later made it to the CNN bloopers category. The main anchor calls out for Jan Hopkins to throw some light on the financial news. But apparently the cameraman was so in love with the elegant Jan that he could not help himself and zoomed in way more than was required. So much so that Jan's face was covering up the entire frame. 7. Malfunctioning weather map. Legend has it that weather reporters are one of the most underrated reporters in the history of news channel reporting. Although, if you think about it, they probably deserve the maximum amount of love and respect considering the level of nuisance that they have to go through on a regular basis. A long while back, during one of the weather forecasts by a CNN reporter, the weather map behind him was just not ready to cooperate. Basically, the map was divided into 3 parts, and all those parts were attached to a propeller-like device which used to rotate. However, this invention did not go down well for the weather reporter when it started rotating when it clearly was not supposed to. As a result, the device completely turned around and the map disappeared. The weather reporter handled the situation gracefully and even joked that it was his first day on the job. 8. Wolf Blitzer Spitz. If you are one of the devoted viewers of CNN, you've probably heard the name Wolf Blitzer more than you have even heard your own name. You might think that we are exaggerating, but trust us, we are not. Blitzer has been working with CNN for more than 30 years and has been one of the most recognizable faces of the network. And it seems as if he has taken the success to his head. In an old CNN clip wherein he is seen reporting, he abruptly stops halfway through to wipe off his face and then spit on the side. Whatever be said after this gross act of his just went straight above the head of the viewers. After all, everybody was so bummed out by his not-so-decent on-camera manners. There is a lot expected out of Blitzer, given his reputation, and spitting on air is definitely not included. 9. The hacker known as 4chan. The word on the street about news reporters has always been about them knowing anything and everything. However, this preconceived notion does not hold greater truth or validity per se. Working in the news industry does not always guarantee that you are in the loop with respect to all that is happening around. In 2014, the unambiguous images of famous celebrities were leaked on an image board known as 4chan. In an exclusive interview, Brooke Baldwin asked a rather scandalous question as she wanted to know who 4chan was. It turned out that she should have asked what instead of the who, as 4chan was not a person. In fact, it was the name of a website where celebrity images were leaked. She soon became a meme material because of this blunder post the interview. Baldwin must have been so embarrassed. 10. Anderson Cooper gets the giggles. Anderson Cooper is yet another legend of the CNN who has done some commendable work with the network. He has received numerous awards and accolades as a recognition for his amazing work, including 2 Peabody Awards and 18 Emmys. Moreover, throughout his career, he has had golden opportunities to interview almost all the renowned faces, starting right from Barack Obama to Eminem. However, as far as his most memorable moment reporting on celebrities is concerned, it happened to be the one where he reports about Gerard Depardieu. Apparently, Gerard Depardieu once had a rather embarrassing flight story which involved him peeing on the floor of the airplane. When Anderson was reporting on the incident on his 360 segment, The Ridiculist, he just could not keep a straight face while reading the script, which was filled with several puns regarding the Depardieu situation. It was hilariously epic watching him laugh uncontrollably, which in turn made the viewers laugh too. Which one of them did you find the most astonishing? Let us know about it in the comment section down below. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future.